Hello you super swell sex addicts, it is us, the ultra amazingly swell tit sucking cunt fucking lesbians, the Equestria Girls, the swellest lesbian band in the entire multiverse, and today we are going to go to a mesoscale convective system, which is a colloquial name for a complex of storms which becomes organized on a level greater than individual cells but smaller than synoptic scale, like those high and low pressure systems you see on weather maps. And yes, Twilight was the one who wrote this, because like fuck, if any of us knew that beforehand. And also what makes doing this appealing for us is depending on where Canterlot is canonically, it might not even require us to go anywhere, since these storm complexes cover a large area in summer months and actually are responsible for a large amount of rain in plain states during the time, and the uploader actually really likes them too, and in fact one was hitting when he wrote this, and it made a really close lightning strike which caused him to pause writing for a bit before he decided he just doesn't give a fuck about anything anymore and resumed. But anyways, him liking them is also part of why we are going, but we digress. And after using the fourth wall's fractured pieces from just breaking it now, as Dild is so hard it sounds like we will go to the mesoscale convective system and strip off our clothes and start peeing out our eyes and shitting out our fingernails and queefing out of our belly buttons and a bunch of other physically impossible shit which we can do because of Speakonio logic. And then we will dance like ballerinas in the rain and shove the hail up our asses and piss on the grass so it blends in with the rain, and stick our 6,000-mile diameter titties into the clouds and let the lightning hit us to give us pleasure from the pain, since we are masochists, and let the rear inflow jet and low-level jet blow our pussies and then come all over and fashion the cum into a giant dildo and shove it up all our asses at once. And honestly, the uploader isn't really sure if there is much else for us to do here, since there isn't many people for us to interact with, as the uploader envisions us just being in the middle of a farm field doing this, like Lay Applejack's field, so he will just skip to the part where conflict arises after having us eat Applejack's zap apples and shit them out and eat the shit then 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 shit them out. But anyways, we digress. Here comes the conflict, and that will be a bunch of storm chasers, including the uploader, who we will see doesn't look happy, will start coming near us and talking without including him, and we will see him looking sad and say, hey, what the fuck are you doing? That is what the fuck is going on here, since someone has to say the manager's line, and they will say, what the fuck, you are all naked in the middle of an MCSY. Are you doing that, you sick in the head fucks? And we will say, first off, it was a bad idea for you to call us that, as you will see shortly, but we are going to put a pin in that issue for now and ask why the hell you are all talking and excluding the uploader, and they will say we aren't excluding him, and in any case he doesn't mind, and we will say, well then why isn't he included in your conversation, and why doesn't he look happy? And they will be too busy having their heads up their asses to realize we have a point, and instead will start blaming him for being on his phone too much and staying in the car and playing too much online poker, which, I mean really, what the fuck is wrong with online poker? And we will retort by saying that maybe, if you included him once in a while and didn't always sit away from him in restaurants or make no effort to be in the same van as him, he wouldn't feel the need to be on his phone so much, because he feels there's no point in talking and he isn't welcome anyways. And they will protest and ask how we know anything about this, and we will say, because the uploader wrote this, so we will of course know how he felt about being treated like this. Plus, and like you, we have basic observation skills, and yes, this is a real issue and real criticisms which were levied against the uploader during a recent storm chasing venture, and considering he is on the spectrum, it's such bullshit to get on his case about not being social. And just then another person in the van will be talking loud and they will rudely shush them, and someone else will slam his fists down in anger at them being rude again, and they will to his face say he's throwing a tantrum like a child. And yes, they did this shit also, which is made worse, since the people they did it to likely had mental disabilities, and this will get us super hyper ultra insanely extremely exceptionally pissed off to the point where veins are popping out of the skin in our foreheads. But this won't kill us, because we are super swell, and we will tell them to back the fuck off, and they will say they won't listen to us, because they are doing nothing wrong and we are sick fucks who are naked in a storm, so we have no right to speak, akin to how the uploader has no right to speak, because his Discord thumbnail talks about not liking people, even though he only put that because of assholes like us. And yes, that again is an actual bullshit criticism he got, and we will say, oh thank you for reminding us of that issue we put a pin in about calling us sick fucks, because now you're going to pay for that, and in any case we will consider responding by whipping out our tits after we mean our cell phones, and call a large assortment of our fuck buddies and muff-diving allies to deal with the assholes of the group. And these muff-diving allies and fuck buddies, many of whom the uploader directly stole from the list of Betty Bunch members, which is surprisingly extensive, will consist of but absolutely not be limited to Sunset Shimmer, Starlight Glimmer, Wallflower Blush, the great and powerful Titsy, Discord, who is both male and female due to chaos, Betty DeVille, Princess Unikitty, Emily the Lesbian Engine, Mavis the Lesbian Diesel, the Donnas, Fifth Harmony, the Pointer Sisters, the Hex Girls, Miss Pauling, Fem Scout, a local adult cheerleading squad we play Strip poker with the administrator, Zero Suit Samus, Josie and the Pussy Agatha Pussycats, Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, Jessica Rabbit, Lola Bunny, Meg Griffin, Marge Gibson, Patty and Swelma, Sandy Cheeks, Diddy Pickles, Charlotte Pickles, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Professor McGonagall, Professor Trelawney, Bellatrix Lestrange, Scout's Mother, and Petunia, Spitfire, Lyra and Bonbon who are actually canonical lesbians, Jordis the Tampon Maiden, Lynette and Molly, Granny the Gangbang Garbanzo, Miss Etiquette, Candy Kong, Dix Rorg Dixie, Kong, April O'Neil, Athena, Aphrodite, Jaia, Persephone, Calliope, Helen of Troy, Pandora and her sexy box, Gigi and Mary the Swellifish sisters, Ophelia Chill, Miss Trunchbull, the other mother Akka the Beldam, the Shadow Sirens minus Beldam who is an abusive fuck, the Magpie from the Seventh Brother, the Psycho ex-girlfriend, Incat, the Innkeeper from Zelda 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, Error the transgender NPC Zelda from the CDI games, Nancy Drew Penis Pickles, Dora the Dildo Explorer, Blackfire from Teen Titans, Starfire from Teen Titans, Raven from Teen Titans, Nell and Rachel the Luck Cuck sisters from Advance Wars, and even the gender-neutral god. And if we did in fact do this we would come all over them and shove their weather instruments up our asses and shit all over them and give them a titty tornado which involves us spinning our titties like a tornado and slapping them in the nuts repeatedly and shit hail out our asses at them at high velocity and whip them with the van seatbelts and force them to listen to the entire discography of Philip Earl Johnson Akamuni the Magnificent as well as all of our Equestria Girls songs and seriously look up Biker Women by Philip Earl Johnson link in description. It's so weird you have to hear it, but anyways we will hurl the broken fourth wall pieces at them and force them to sit in multiple insurance sales seminars and quiz them on them after and make them play 10,000 rounds of Hydro in Team Fortress 2 using the Thompson and Bison as their only weapons, which will be possible using our swell ROM hacks. And then beat them up with our magical music instruments which we routinely use as dildos in all our holes at once and continue beating them up while simultaneously using said instruments as dildos and teach them about the true magic of friendship, at which point their brains would explode due to their toxic worldview being challenged and they'd expire and we'd have a celebratory fuck which would sound like a on a loop until near the end of the video, at which point we comment on how sex addicted you the viewer are for watching that far. But instead, since me and the non-toxic storm chasers want to watch the mesoscale convective system, we will just take the toxic people, throw them up into the air, and then use our titties like the home run bat in Super Smash Bros. To catapult them high into the storm complex, at which point they'd be struck by lightning and explode via virtue of the hot air there. Full of expanding and detonating, and then us and the uploader and non-toxic storm chasers will just chill and watch the storm. So anyways we gotta go and do that right now, so see you later you sex addicted viewers who want to learn about the magic of friendship with benefits.